What's going on, GeoFucks? And it was sooner or later I was gonna talk about it. But we talking about trans rights are human rights. Trans rights are civil rights. Trans lives matter. You know? And my thing is, if all lives matter, then that would include trans people too. If Black lives matter, then that would include trans people too. So I just want to make sure we understand that. You know, trans adults were, guess what? Trans children. I mean, where do you think we came from? We didn't just poof, hey, I'm here. No. I was a little kid that always knew that I was not a girl. I always knew that. Always knew that. Never related to being a girl. Didn't see myself as a girl. Never felt like a girl. So yes, this 29-year-old was a trans kid. Was a trans little boy. Intersex, by the way. But again, I was a kid too. It's like y'all act like we didn't have a childhood either. Well, honestly, I always felt like my childhood was really, because again, growing up, always knowing. So when you look at these bills that are out here, you know, these anti-trans bills, these anti-LGBTQ plus bills. When you see all this shit that's taking place, where they're basically criminalizing parents who love and care and support their children, they're criminalizing them in Texas. They're trying to criminalize them in Idaho, Alabama. They're coming across every state. You got local politics, you got state politics, and then you got federal, national politics. And here we are, you know, you don't want us to have access to health care. Because again, when we talk about trans people being able to have access to health care, we're also talking about intersex people needing access to health care. We're also talking about women, girls, people, people assigned a female at birth, people assigned male at birth. Trans women, everybody needs health care. How are you supposed to take care of your mind, body, your mental health, your physical health? How are you supposed to take care of yourself? We living in a pandemic. How are you supposed to get tested? How are you supposed to get treatment if you don't have health care? But they don't want us to have health care, right? They don't want trans people to have health care. They don't want us to have access to gender-affirming care, which is the only reason why I'm still alive, quite frankly. Because trigger warning, I've always was very much suicidal, wasn't really thinking I was going to make it. So it still shocks me that I'm here today. Because I did not see myself growing up. I'm being honest. I didn't see myself making it. And I just always would be like, well, shit, I'm here again? Like, okay. And then I was able to get help. I was able to get into therapy, counseling, and then eventually I was able to get gender-affirming hormones. And then eventually through counseling, therapy, being on gender-affirming hormones, I was able to really start thinking, damn, you can actually live. You might actually want to succeed. You might actually want to get up tomorrow. You might actually want to live. You might actually want to see what life could really be like. Holy shit. So it's literally life-saving for many people. But many trans people having access to healthcare, therapy, counseling, physical health, mental health, all of that is like vital to living. So, and my thing is that's vital to everybody, regardless. If you cisgender, you need healthcare. If you're white, you need healthcare. If you're brown, black, whoever, you're a human being, you need healthcare. And you should have it because you need it and you deserve it. But again, we don't want people to have healthcare, and we definitely don't want trans people to have healthcare. Okay. Then you don't want us playing sports. You don't want us to be able to go to the bathroom. You know, it's just like, damn. You don't want us to be able to get jobs. You don't want us to be able to have housing. That's genocide. That's discrimination. That's hatred. That's bigotry. That's transphobia. And then what's crazy is I pay taxes. Many of us pay taxes. Most of us pay taxes in some form or fashion. But yet we don't have rights, and we definitely don't have proper representation. But you want me to give up 22.9% of my damn income. And that's just federal, state, and deductions for healthcare. That sucks because it's not accepted damn near everywhere in the first place. But that's a whole... Anyways, we paying taxes, we working, we contributing to society, but you denying us of rights, healthcare, being able to go to the bathroom. You don't want us to be able to play sports with the gender that we affirm to, our gender identity. You don't want us to be able to play sports. You don't want the kids to be able to get the help, the love and support that they deserve and need. You want everybody to just die out, because that's what's going to happen. And that's what's been happening. Because that's another thing. We also got to wear. Y'all don't want us to be able to date people. Y'all don't want us to do shit. And then y'all got the nerve to say all lives matter. It's just like, what is that bullshit? How do all lives matter when you're discriminating against an entire group of people? And mind you, it ain't just the trans community. I know that. It's the black community. It's the brown community. It's women. It's people assigned female at birth. It's poor people. It's so many different groups that are being discriminated. Hispanics, Latinos, what's going on in Palestine? Free Palestine. It's multiple groups that y'all are discriminating against, hating, denying rights and resources. But I thought you said all lives matter. Something is just not clicking here. All lives matter, but the trans little girl can't play. The trans little boy can't play. The trans children, the non-binary, the gender fluid, the gender queer, the agender, they can't play. But the cis children, they can play. Okay. Y'all don't see how that's discrimination, but y'all want to sit up and talk about all lives matter, and y'all want to talk about black lives matter. Really? But yet you killing black trans women left and right. You also killing black cis women left and right. But, you know, black lives matter. All lives matter. I'm just saying, we got to check the bullshit. I'm just being real. And like I said, this is why I'm going to leave off saying this. This is why voting matters. It plays a major role, but it's not the only role that's being played. There's many different tools in the toolbox. But voting is one of those tools. I look at voting as, you know, a screwdriver or a hammer. But obviously, I want to have as many tools as possible, or I want to use the ones that I'm good at. I want to have something. But anyways, voting, it plays a role. Because again, this is happening because of the legislation, the people that we elect. And then also, are you vetting the people that you're electing? I don't care what party. If they're Democrat, Republican, I don't care. Are you vetting these individuals? But again, all lives matter. You knew I was going to talk about it. Yeah, I've been doing little things for myself because I'm really trying to live. It's crazy. I've never felt like this in my life. I'm really trying to live, and I'm like, damn. when I didn't give a damn and was trying to get out of here left and right, and don't get me wrong, trigger warning, don't get me wrong, I still be having moments and days where I'm like, but things have been getting better, like mentally for me. Because I was able to affirm my gender. That's a privilege that many don't have or struggle to get to. And mind you, I'm still struggling. I'm still going through it. But I do recognize my privileges. And my thing is, everybody deserves these privileges. Everyone deserves to be able to self-determine, to affirm themselves, to live their lives. You sit up and you say it's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but then you deny it to an entire group of people. You deny it to multiple groups of people. How is it life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but we don't all get to have that? But yet, all lives matter.